So if you're anything like me and you've been doing this whole fragrance thing for a little while, for me, I've been collecting fragrances since I was 15 years old. So when I was a teenager, but I really seriously got into collecting about 5 years ago. And you build this wide array of fragrances in your collection. What starts to happen is the mass pleasing designer stuff may get a little old for you guys. I know for me, I got to that point where a lot of the top designer brands, your Chanel's, your Dior's, and so on and so forth, really kind of got to be a little bit too similar. They came out with the same notes. So what then starts to happen is your fragrance nose, your fragrance palette starts to evolve to where you're going to want to have fragrances that are going to have a different character to them. And then that's where most of us get into niche fragrances. So in this video today, what I want to do is I want to give you guys a 3 fragrance list of your top niche fragrances for you to consider getting your hands on. So when we talk about niche fragrances, these are companies that are built for fragrances. They are built to market fragrances largely. When you think designer brands, your Dior's, your Chanel's, your Yves Saint Laurent's, you think of something else that is associated with them. It could be makeup, it could be clothes, it could be shoes, but these 3 fragrances that I'm going to talk about today, them for their houses. So the first one we're going to start off with today is one of my favorites in my collection. This one is from the brand of Parfums de Marly, and this one here is called Latent, and this is Latent Exclusive. So one thing also with niche fragrances is also the notes, the wide array of notes sometimes, and as well as the different types of notes. So in Latent Exclusive, you're going to have your almond, your orange, your bergamot, your watery notes. So a fresh citrus opening. Then you're going to have a little bit of an herbal kind of mid. So you're going to have your geranium, your rose. And then in the base, you're going to get your wood. So you're going to have gaiac, you're going to have ouds, you're going to have coffee, sandalwood, and you're going to have that pink pepper. So very, very wide-ranging array of notes. You're going to have that freshness, but you're also going to have that herbal, and then you're going to have the woods in it. And you're definitely going to get that full range and that full spectrum with Latent Exclusive, which is why this one goes for the price that it goes for. But people love it. Women love it especially, and this is definitely a great daytime fragrance, okay? Second fragrance we got going on is for those of us who want to have a level of presence whenever we wear a fragrance. This is one of my favorites ever that I've gotten, especially for the price point. See, when we think about niche fragrances, usually it's a fragrance that is too expensive for many people, but you're going to have to pay a pretty penny. You're going to have to put some investment down behind it. But this fragrance here, for its price point, is I love it, and it's definitely worth my investment. It's my speed. This one here is called Mancera's Red Tobacco. So Red Tobacco, again, another fragrance that has a wide range of notes for you. So you're going to have cinnamon, you're going to have oud, you're going to have saffron and incense. So there's your little herbal mid mixed with some wood and spice. You're going to have patchouli, and then you're going to have tobacco, vanilla, sandalwood, gaiac wood, and musk and vetiver. So definitely a very, very complex fragrance. But for me, what I get when I first spray on Red Tobacco, you're definitely getting that cinnamon wood, that oud, and that apple when you first spray it. And the thing is with Red Tobacco, while it does have a strong projection when you spray it and a strong sillage, it doesn't choke you out. Like, it's not one of those fragrances where it gives anybody a headache. I've never gotten that. No matter how much you spray, and you don't need that many sprays with this fragrance, honestly. I love wearing it, which is why I'm about to get another bottle, but it's still one of those fragrances that it's really smooth. You definitely are going to be pronounced when you walk in the room. People are going to smell you, but it's a very pleasant aura, a very pleasant appeal, and a very high compliment getting factor, which is 3 things I love. So Red Tobacco. Last fragrance for today is from one of the top niche fragrance brands in the world. This one definitely was a sleeper one for me. My brother put me on this one. And so this one's from the brand of Bond Number 9. This one here is called Bond Number 9 Lafayette Street. So Lafayette Street is going to be known for a sort of citrusy and fruity fragrance. You're going to have bergamot, flower, coriander, apple. Then you're going to have that note that I love and I've learned to love, ambroxan. Ambroxan is going to help with your projection and your kind of longevity. This one definitely for lasting power. Does last for me quite a while, 8 hours, 10 hours for me. Then you have tonka bean and ambergris in the base, so you're gonna get that spicy, sort of musky dry down, and definitely that's what you get with Bond Number 9. And so a nice citrusy fragrance in the opening and the mid, and then the dry down is gonna get a little bit more spicy, a little bit more musky, and just from that alone, I mean, the compliment pulling factor is very nice. It's very fresh, which is what people largely go for. But then on top of that, you do have a couple of other notes like your woods and your vanilla that makes it a little bit different as far as its character is concerned. But just 3 fragrances for today's video. Again, when you're getting into these fragrances, a lot of these you're gonna have to go out and try. And I recommend you trying them out. See what your sort of niche flavor is. What kind of fragrances do you go for? Do you still go with the same profile, or do you want something a little bit more aromatic, a little bit more spicy, a little bit more woodsy? This is the fun about fragrances that I always tell people about. You get to try all these various scents, characters, and you get to kind of build your own personality, your fragrance personality. But like I said, appreciate all of you guys who continue to support, and we're going to keep on bringing you fragrance videos. Just continue to share this with a fellow fragrance head. Remember to like and subscribe down low, and then comment any new fragrance videos you want me to do, and we'll get it done for you. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Much love to you.